There are stories, and then there are stories. There are stories that come and go, and there are stories that you remember. It's one for the books, something that you're going to treasure. Well, listen to this story. We know that a few years ago, Reb Shmuel Kamenetsky suffered a terrible stroke. And because of that, he lost movement on the right side of his body. Someone was standing with Reb Shmuel and wanted to speak to the Rosh Hashiva about something. And Reb Shmuel was sitting there, he was eating his salad with his left hand. We have all gone to war with the last cherry tomato. It's impossible to get onto your fork. That's in the best of situations with all of your mobility. Well, Reb Shmuel couldn't get the last cherry tomato. And he tried and tried. And the bacher, or the young man who was with him, instinctively reached out to try to put it on Reb Shmuel's fork, but the Gabbai stopped him. Later, he told this fellow that I had the same instinct a few weeks ago when I saw it. But Reb Shmuel didn't allow me to do so. And he told me why. He said years ago, I would answer all my calls myself. No one screened my calls. And then, after my wife was nifter, people started to screen the phone calls. Well, I happen to know as a fact that Reb Shmuel would, I think perhaps almost daily, receive a phone call from a fellow who identified himself as Mashiach. Needless to say, he was not Mashiach. But Reb Shmuel would answer the phone call for everybody, even those who were somewhat challenged. And now people were screening the calls, and Mashiach and others like him were unable to get through. Well, when he had the stroke, it was even more difficult, and only certain phone calls go through. And Reb Shmuel looked at the Gabbai, and he told him, from where else will I learn savlonos, patience, if not from the cherry tomato? That story is 100 years in the making. It takes an Adam Gadol to have worked on himself like that. It's a story that's one for the books. I encourage you to buy this book, enjoy it, read it. It will make an everlasting impression on you, and it's something that I believe you'll share with many others as well.